What I'm about to share with you is kind of a paraphrased version of what Tim Keller says in his intro to his study on Galatians in the first couple pages. But I think it's just such a great picture of not just our desperate need for the gospel, but also the way in which that conveys into a community, your life group's need. And he says something to this effect. He says, we consider the gospel, the story of Jesus, the understanding of the cross, what Jesus has done for us. We consider that to be kind of the basic, bare minimum, entry-level requirements to the Christian faith. Like, that's the kid stuff. That's the ABCs. And so when it comes time to pick a study for our life group, we think, no, we want to go deep discipleship. So we're going to pick something deep, some unlocked book of the Bible, some awesome deep study on parenting or on money or on marriage or something like that. But here's the thing, as you're picking those things out, right? The people in your life group will not make progress in their faith without a deeper understanding of the gospel and its relevance to all things. The people in your life group will not make progress in their faith without an understanding of the gospel and an ability to apply it in all those deeper ways that we long to apply it in as a disciple. So Tim Keller says it this way. He says, the gospel isn't just the ABCs of the Christian faith. It's the A to Z of the Christian faith. Everything that we are as Christians is framed in that concept. It's everything. The gospel is the way that we overcome obstacles in life. It's the way that we grow in anything. That's how we grow. We can't truly grow in our faith apart from the gospel. We can't truly grow in our faith apart from the gospel. And the people in your group are desperately in need of the gospel. Now, it's your job as a life group leader to remind them of that, to show them that. And so whatever the topic is, the subject underneath the subject has to be the cross, has to be the work of Christ on our behalf. It has to be the good news of the gospel. And what that means as it relates to the 3 C's, care, community, Christian growth, is that it's not just about what we teach, it's about how we teach it. It's not just about the structure of providing community, it's also the tone of that community. It's not just about the commitment that we have to care for one another, it's the motive behind that care. It's what fuels that care. And so here's the thing, your life group, yes, they're desperately in need of the gospel, but I hope you know this, you are too. And so you have this opportunity to model this. That's really how we show forth the grace of Christ, is by modeling it and demonstrating our own need for it in our own lives, right? And if you try to care for others without the gospel, it's going to go sideways really quick. It's going to lead you into some tough places. If you try to build community without the gospel, it's never going to rise to become the thing that it was really meant to be. And if you teach, even your best laid efforts as a Bible study leader, if you teach without the gospel, you are very likely to lead your group either in a direction of legalism or lawlessness. And so our roundtable discussion over these next couple of videos that we're going to watch together is about applying the gospel to the 3 C's of a life group: the community, the care, the Christian growth. We want our life groups to be centered in the gospel in all of those areas. And it's not as easy as you would think, even for those of us who have been doing this for a really long time. So listen to what Tim Keller says. He says it this way: the gospel is not just the ABCs, but the A to Z of the Christian life. The gospel is the way that anything is renewed and transformed by Christ, whether a heart, a relationship, a church, or a community, including, by the way, a life group community. All our problems come from a lack of orientation to the gospel. Put positively, the gospel transforms our hearts, our thinking, and our approach to absolutely everything. In our life groups, we talk about three C's: care, community, Christian growth. And folks, you can do all 3 of those things either with or without the good news of Jesus Christ. And if we do it without, it's going to lead us into some very different places than if we do it with. And so in the next 3 sessions, hang with me and let's talk about how it is that we can bring the gospel central to what we're trying to accomplish with our life group communities.